So before we get started, I just wanted to put out a trigger warning as we will be speaking about Josh Duggar and his crimes. Not in detail, but still may be triggering. Have you heard the leaked prison recording related to Josh Duggar? What insight can this give us about the possible target on Josh Duggar's back? Welcome back to Tea with Trishy. When I initially heard of Josh Duggar arrest, I sort of shied away from the topic, partly due to it hitting too close to home for me, and I also wasn't really a big fan of the show, so I didn't really pay much attention to the family. During the recent trial and conviction, I began to read more about what had happened and why Josh was on trial. What I read was thoroughly disgusting. Josh had done vile things to his sister when he was 14 years old. My mind was spinning when I first read this. Couldn't understand why his parents, Jim Bob and Michelle, hadn't taken action when he was 14. Can anyone explain this reasoning behind their decision? I know it would be hard to turn in your child, but how did they choose Josh's safety and well-being over his sister that he did those things to? Seems to me at the very least you would be sure that Josh is separated from the other kids in the house. But no, seems that didn't happen. They just kept their dirty little secret in the family. Sadly, I had something similar happen to me. Families covering up for an ill child ended up putting my family at risk. A man I dated for a couple of years had been convicted and actually had to register every single year. And I knew the family very well, and even the family members that he had done these things to. No one ever said anything to me. All of them kept it hush-hush to keep the family secret. I trusted the person, and I trusted their family. Then years after we broke up, it came to light that he was a registered offender. Imagine my shock and my horror. I was extremely upset with the family that held this information from me and put my family at risk. Now, 20 years later, Josh continued to do terrible things until he was finally caught and charged. Josh has been sentenced to almost 15 years in prison. He will serve his time in the Federal Correctional Institute, Seagoville, which is located in southeastern corner of Dallas, Texas metro area, approximately 350 miles away from where Duggar was sentenced. Seagoville is described as a low-security Federal Correctional Institute with an adjacent minimum security satellite camp and detention center on the Bureau of Prisons website. Now, if you do some research on the internet, you will find countless instances where fellow inmates have taken the law into their own hands and actually taken out the offender. I'm not going to go over these here. The list is very long. This is just to show that people who commit these acts are looked down upon in the prison system. Listening to the leaked recording from Seagoville Federal Correctional Institute, posted by Radar, I heard some very interesting things. The first thing I heard was that the inmates were required to clean the house prior to Josh's arrival. Now, I don't know about you, but that would annoy me if I had to clean up for someone like they were given special treatment. Then I heard this at 1 minute and 30 seconds into this Radar leaked prison recording.
Did you see the Duggar? Oh, we're amongst another celebrity. What's the word I was going to say?
These were on the
pro chomo. That's what I was trying to say. We're amongst another pro chomo.
I immediately had to look up the meaning of chomo. Chomo is a prison slang term for a person who did what Josh did. They are thought to be the bottom of the hierarchy in prison and have targets on their backs. Pro chomo is the label that has already been put on Josh Duggar, according to this recording. Through the articles that I have read, they said that often inmates will befriend the chomo and gain their trust so they can take them out. This part was interesting. It seems they also might have been a little starstruck and want an autograph.
I am going to get his autograph. I am. I know he's going to be here a long time, so.
Or was that their ploy maybe to gain Josh's trust? What do you think, besties? Is Josh going to be safe while serving time in prison? Another interesting tidbit I heard on here was about reality TV. And they called it like it is. They said reality TV is scripted. Can you believe they said that about reality TV? They said if it wasn't scripted, that this is real life, they wouldn't have canceled the show to begin with. What do you think, besties? Let's keep sipping some tea in one of these videos. I'll see you there.